intellectuals admit large parts of Libya are now controlled by his opponents. What is clear is Gaddafi won't be pushed aside easily. This sermon shown on state television pressing home the message.
As the Prophet Messenger said, if you dislike your ruler or his behaviors, you should not raise your sword against him, but be patient, for those who disobey the rulers will die as infidels.
Hours later, Colonel Gaddafi's son, Saif al-Islam, gave a defiant TV interview, picking up on his father's theme of death.
Your sisters, brothers, or even your father to leave the Libya one day to another country?
Yes. We have plan A, plan B, plan C. Plan A is to live and die in Libya. Plan B is to live and die in Libya. Plan C is to live and die in Libya.
All the while, the violence claims more victims. One protester sheltering with some of the injured in Tripoli described the scene to AlJazeera.
Gunfiring is still heavily heard around us, and as I said, we are taking refuge with people we don't know and they don't know us. Other people are taken detained alive at gunpoint. Also hear the gunfiring and shooting around me. It is very heavy and intense.
Those who want Gaddafi gone may be feeling emboldened, but for now it seems he's digging in his heels. Nadeem Barber, AlJazeera.
As soon as the Friday prayer ended, the banners were pulled out and the protest began. On the grounds of the mosque where several companions of the Prophet Muhammad are believed to be buried. And now they have been joined by 11 victims who died on February 17th, the fallen of this uprising. It's in their name that the demonstrations are continuing. The people want the fall of the regime, the same slogan that swept Tunisia and Egypt, now echoed across eastern Libya. And the same demands: basic rights, freedom and dignity. The pressure continuing to end 40 years of authoritarian rule by a leader they don't seem to be afraid of anymore. They can count on strong support from the army. Here, local commanders announcing that they are on the side of this popular revolt. The Libyan leader has more than once depicted protesters as drug addicts or supporters of Al-Qaeda. Gaddafi named Abdel Hakim al-Hassadi as the local leader of the group. In an exclusive interview to AlJazeera, he denies these allegations.
When the uprising started and I saw there was an opportunity to change the regime, I decided to join. We have no further aim of establishing an Islamic emirate or anything else, but this is an excuse to scare people off.
In a separate demonstration, women are making their voices heard as well. They want a free Libya where their husbands, sons and fathers are safe.
Today, Libya is free. Today, Libya is free, and for all. I told him just one word: don't go out. Stay. We're gonna bring you and kill you as you killed our people. But there's no comeback. No comeback. Thank you.
For many protesters, this is the first time they dare to speak up. But it's certainly not the last one, for the sake of future generations.
Those were the scenes of a demonstration against Gaddafi. Now let's take a closer look at what the Libyan leader told his supporters at a rally in Tripoli.
Reply to them. Answer the agents. Reply to the liars. Reply to the news agencies. Radio and televisions of lies. The mass media of lies. This is no media. It is the media of lies. Reply to them. This is the Libyan people. If I'm not loved by my people, I don't deserve to live. If my people, the Arab and African peoples, and all peoples do not love Muammar al-Qaddafi does not deserve to live only for one day. If I am not beloved by my people, I cannot deserve to live. You are the people. Be prepared to defend Libya. Be prepared to defend the great river. the oil. We are capable of destroying any aggression. Any aggression can be crushed by the people's will, the armed people. The armed people. And when necessary, weapons depot will be opened for all the Libyans to be armed. All the tribe will be armed, so Libya will turn into a burning hell. I've come here to salute you. Salute your courage. And
now, Colonel Gaddafi's son, Saif al-Islam, is talking at a hotel in Tripoli. We're not sure whether this was recorded or whether he's talking right now. Let's take a listen.
The Libyan Air Force did bomb the ammunition depot in different sites, like one in the south of Benghazi, and two south of Tripoli, and one south of Ijdabiya. So I personally urge the Europeans to send fact-finding mission to Libya as soon as possible, because we are not afraid of facts. We are worried about rumors and lies, because facts are in our side. First of all, if you are talking about Al-Qaeda, it's not a secret. Al-Qaeda issued a statement yesterday supporting those groups in Libya. And they said this is part of our global war against, I don't know. So go to the internet and search there, and you will see the statement, the official statement from Al-Qaeda issued yesterday, supporting those terrorist people.
That was Saif al-Islam, Colonel Gaddafi's son, speaking at a hotel in Tripoli. He was speaking there in English, saying that European nations should send a fact-finding mission to Libya, saying that all that he had heard in the past few days were lies, and that the Europeans should find out the facts for themselves by sending a mission as soon as possible to Libya. He also said, and he repeated this, he said this before, that Al-Qaeda was supporting those groups that were opposed to Colonel Gaddafi in Libya, saying that Al-Qaeda had made a statement saying that they supported those people who were trying to bring down the government. Saif al-Islam was talking there at a hotel in Tripoli. Meanwhile, Muammar Gaddafi, his father, was losing support from members of his own administration. The ambassador to the United Nations has spoken out in defense of pro-democracy demonstrators. He says the crackdown has to stop.
They are asking for democracy, they are asking for progress, they are asking for freedom, they are asking for their rights. They demonstrated peacefully, they didn't throw a single stone. They were killed. What did Brother Muammar Gaddafi say? He said that these people use these hallucination tablets. Tens of thousands would need mountains of these pills to act. 1 million turned out in Benghazi yesterday. What the green mountain a mountain of tablets that the colonel claims would not be enough. Muammar Gaddafi and his sons are telling the Libyans, either I rule you or I kill you. It is clear. This evening, after tens of our brothers were killed in Tajura, in eastern Tripoli, he came out in a speech before children who were brought from asylums and some soldiers dressed in civilian clothes, and he told them, I will burn Libya. I will distribute arms to the tribes. Libya will turn red because of blood. Is this because of glory, or is it because of the people? Muammar Gaddafi cannot give a single weapon to any person in Libya because it will be used against them. I regret to be in this position. Today, I listened to him telling his people, either I rule over you, or I kill you, I destroy you. Don't be afraid. Libya is united. Libya will remain united. Libya will be a progressive state. But I tell my brother Gaddafi, leave the Libyans alone.
Now, the Libyan ambassador was joined in his quasi-rebellion by Libyan diplomats to two major UN groups, including the Human Rights Council. Libya's ambassador to France has also declared his support for the pro-democracy protesters. Ali Ereshi is Libya's Minister of Immigration and Expatriates. He's one of the government ministers now siding with the demonstrators. He joins us now from Washington. Sir, you say that you are now working for the people and you have cut ties with the Gaddafi regime, but you have not resigned. That would appear to be a contradiction there. Could you explain that to us?
No, that's not correct. I did resign, but I've always worked for the people. My ties to the regime were not, my job was primarily technical. I spent most of my time throughout my tenure here in the United States. I did my best when the call for reform and dialogue was made. We decided to give it a chance. Just to tell you that any further calls for reforms or dialogue, it will be a sheer deception and lies. We practiced what I call principled pragmatism, but when the pragmatism became no longer principled, I decided to speak out, and I'm probably the first one who broke away and not just resigned, asked him to step down.
So you say right now that all these calls for reform and all those concessions that have been made by Colonel Gaddafi and his regime is a deception. So
it was a deception.
What do you expect then will happen? Is Colonel Gaddafi going to stay in power? Is he going to fight to stay in power?
He probably will. He shouldn't. But I have no doubt in my mind that our people will prevail. Our cause is just, our will is strong, and our purpose is clear. And at the end of the day, we will prevail. That's not the issue. The issue is whether the international community will help us provide protection for our armless, innocent people. He's talking about Al-Qaeda. Is the young woman who shot in her balcony, looking down, is a member of Al-Qaeda? Or that baby, the 6-month baby, which my good colleague Abdurrahman Shalgam spoke about, is a member of Al-Qaeda? I feel very bad. I think it is waste of my time and yours